I'm looking at the engine, and actually it's not...
Ah, you're looking at the engine, Danya, but you're playing.
Verbally describe something that by definition is verbally undescribable, which is f***ed up. I don't have a bot or anything of the sort, I'm just playing.
It's by all definition cheating, and you say you never cheated.
Every time I cut off one head, 3 more heads appear in their place. If you win tournaments that are strong enough, you would have been 2,700 a long time ago. Stop saying that you didn't say something when it's caught on tape. What? Wait, let's get that in slow motion. The nature of these accusations, non-accusations, is that they take, as I said at the start of the stream, and evolve. The form of them evolves every time. So every time I address one thing, it's like, I never said this. This was never the issue. There's this other issue and these other questions, and then I address those. It's like a game of whack-a-mole, and the problem never actually disappears. It, like, every time I cut off one head, 3 more heads appear in their place, but I will try to cut off all of the heads at once. When I did the Bishop C8 explanation, the fact that I had to do it is already a sign of the times. Truly, it breaks my heart. Vlad responded on Twitter saying several of the top GMs, presumably the same mysterious top GMs, which include Nepo and a top GM by the name of Top GM. I think I saw him playing in the Gashima Memorial. Dropped below 2,700 recently. And we lulled at it. Like, we listened to Daniel's explanation and lulled at it. And in a YouTube comment, he said that for amateurs, it's believable, but anybody, like, as a GM knows the truth. Okay, so first I'm going to show you that that's demonstrably false in a second. But that is absurd for so many different reasons. Just one is that what you are essentially asking me to do in the first place is to verbally describe something that by definition is verbally undescribable, which is your intuition, which is f***ed up. I'm sorry to be, I'm going to do what Vlad does. I'm sorry to be a little bit blunt here, but there's just no other way to say it. This move has a concrete idea. Like, there's something in the position that led my brain into the general region of this move, and I described it. It was the fact that he hemmed in his own bishop. But there are components of this move that are general. This is what it means to understand a structure. There are moves that aren't, attached to like a super concrete idea, but rather in static positions, it's just a move that you consider. It doesn't harm your position, and it improves certain aspects of it. Eric Hansen has called this absurd. Mon Hamilton has called this absurd. And another GM that I want to shout out is Artur Snakesons, who is, first of all, just a class act. Bishop to c8. Okay, second move of the engine, opening up the rook, but not really, right? Because rook g5 isn't really a threat. That seems too obscure. I mean, same structure, bishop c8. These are all just Snakesons. Bishop c8, but very similar position. So Artur's clearly cheats. Oh, top move, bishop c8. Artur's, why are you incriminating yourself? I don't know what could be said about this, but I urge Vlad to take this back first and foremost, because of everything that is absurd, and there's a lot absurd here, this might be the cherry on top. Explain your intuition. Okay, I explain it. Why did you just explain your intuition? Like, how can you explain your intuition if it was your intuition? It's a situation where no matter what you say, it will then be used to manufacture like the next unexpected turn. Are you a witch? No, I'm not a witch. I don't know what a witch is. Oh, how do you know that you're not a witch then if you don't know a definition of a witch, right? It's very, very telling. Remember the bishop c8 moment? No, because I didn't play it, right? So this is where I point out bishop c8. Now the video is paused. Up, he looked up. Oh, there again.
Okay, so try go here. Try to squeeze this out.
Up, looked up again. Up, there he goes again. So here's the interesting thing, folks. It's minus plus here after bishop c7. But bishop c3 is a mistake, and king f6 is a mistake, and it goes from -2 to equal, right? The next 2 moves after the biggest smoking gun that undoubtedly is supposed to prove that I have a wall engine. Fascinating. It's a big monitor. I don't know what the size is. It's like a 27 or 28 inch. I mean, I have like a gaming setup, 2 big monitors with a camera between them. I am sitting with my eye level. It depends. If I sit in my old chair, which I'm sitting in now, and I like lean back, I'm seeing like the 4th rank. So to see like the tabs, I have to do this. I'm looking up to see the tabs. I'm looking at my monitor. As far as the saccades to the side, allegedly at the wall, I mentioned the word slanderous lies. I don't use this term lightly. Vlad got mad about that. Where are these lies? Be specific. This is lie number 1. Lie number 2, apart from the fact the first sentence of the video was untrue, is the fact that I could not possibly be looking at the computer. Here's the setup, and let me prove that to you right now. If you watch my eyes, at any point in the video, I'm constantly darting. I try to reproduce the setup. I use that monitor, my old one. I open chat on it just to simulate a stream, and you can see, when I look to the left, I'm not looking at a wall. Do you want me to slow it down? And if there's anyone who claims that the eye movements differ, please tell me exactly how and provide eye tracking data, because I don't believe that they do, and I compared. Just, there it is again. There was a look to the left, perhaps at an 18+ movie. There it is again. Here it is. It clearly shows that I don't have a bot or anything of the sort. I'm just playing. And this is actually what the setup looks like when I play. I have chat open. As you can see, I do look everywhere with my eyes because I'm looking around my computer screen at the game. Here's Vlad himself doing what every chess player does. Okay, but you can see the eyes are off to the side. I mean, the monitor's straight up, right? This monitor is straight.
Monitor is obviously here. It's obviously there. And what can be here on the right? I don't understand.
Like what? Wait, let's get that in slow motion.
I mean, what is happening?
Oh, he's saying moves as he's looking off to the side. Okay. I'm not going to be obnoxious and just like fixate on obvious points. What can I anticipate the response to that being? I think the response is, well, these are very particular glances at one location, and you know what you mean, and these are like brief glances, like saccades, like brief eye saccades to the same location in seemingly critical moments. I'm not suggesting, by the way, that what Kramnik did there is weird or cheating. I'm saying the opposite. Even looking off to the side at a non-monitor is normal, first of all. Second of all, that is not what I was doing in 95% of the cases that I was looking, that I was darting my eyes. I was actually still looking at the board. The response from Vlad might be, but I was just, see, this clarifies it. Why are you so aggressive? All I was asking is an explanation. That ain't gonna fly. It is said confidently that I'm not looking at the monitor, which is a lie. And the like audacity and mendacity, but the audacity to claim that you know what my setup looks like, to claim you know where I'm looking, it's nuts. Comparing it to Petrosian is incredibly disingenuous, because in Petrosian's case, I believe he was looking down. Okay, and there's a clear line. Like when you look down at your like hands and knees, that is not a natural motion during an online game. I have never seen someone do that. And that is not the reason that they banned him. They banned him because of his moves. He blunders his queen, this guy. There we go, there we go. Now we're here. I wish White would resign here, but I don't think he's going to. Yeah, this is interesting, actually. The engine... Wow, this is really cool. So we'll have some interesting analysis to do after the game. I'm looking at the engine, and actually it's not... You know, it's not arguing... It's arguing against taking the knight on g5. It doesn't believe that it's the fastest path to victory. So, wow, the engine line is crazy. Okay, we have a lot to explore as soon as our opponent abandons this pitiful position.
Ah, you're looking at the engine, Danya. But you are playing. And you are saying that you never cheated. I mean, sorry, but this is exactly by all definition a cheating. And especially bad that you are doing it, I mean, against very weak players. I mean, you don't need it at all. Also, to explain the mistakes, you don't need to explain an engine to explain that queen d7 is probably a mistake because you're losing the queen. Danya, why you are using an engine during a game?
Of course, the Kramnik video omits the part where A, it's a speedrun, and B, I clarify where I'm looking, but that shouldn't actually matter. Now, when the video came out, there were a lot of comments about this in the comments section. And I decided, upon reflection, and I'll give you an insight into that reflection, to put out a comment and pin it to the top of the video. And to keep the video up on my channel. Here, I'm gonna read the comment to you very, very quickly. I'd like to address several comments. First and most importantly, having an engine running during a game is against the rules. End of story. However, I'd like to strongly request that you take the context into account and treat it charitably. The speedrun series is educational in nature, and as such, my priority at every moment is to maximize the instructive value. You can read it yourself.
Chess.com, another question. I mean, maybe it's a habit, I don't know, but I'm asking questions. Maybe this question you can try to answer. I mean, what made you use the engine? You cannot explain this game without an engine, yeah? It's by all definition cheating. And you say you never cheated. Then the questions are to Chess.com. Why? Chess.com, why are you allowing someone, especially very famous player, YouTuber, to use engine against amateurs, or maybe not only against amateurs? What is happening there? Are you promoting cheating?
Through my lens, it was so like not an issue that unlike what Kramnik says, me saying that I'm using an engine was not a slip of the tongue. I intended to say that because I wanted to make sure people knew that it was happening. And I never thought in my wildest dreams, to be completely honest, that anybody would conjure up the idea that this is a big deal. If I may be so arrogant, perhaps you'll call me, I think that over the course of 4 years in which I've done the speedrun series, I hope that I've gained the trust of viewers in knowing that every modicum of energy is dedicated during the speedrun episodes to making it as instructive of an experience as possible. And it never entered my mind that somebody thought that I could, you know, that this is the moment when I'm going to like reveal my moral bankruptcy. In a game with an 1100, when I'm up a queen and a piece, I often have to wait for my opponent to stall out. And I was just trying to make efficient use of my time. To say that like that is cheating, yes, by definition it is. Guess what else is cheating? Playing on someone else's account, which I believe someone did. I have not brought this up for the entirety of my rebuttals because I believed it to be irrelevant, as I still do. But the Kramnik and Krakozia thing, that's cheating, right? But we lose like the meaning of any word if we're just going to like apply this. It would be evil, I think, to say that this is the same thing as cheating in a Title Tuesday game. To suggest that this is evidence of like a pattern of cheating and now lends more validity to any of these other absurd claims is, it makes me, it's disgusting. I'm sorry, it's completely disgusting. Yeah, I'm sorry, but when I do the speedrun, I think that there should be certain liberties that are granted to me. And if you want to, the people who are saying that like this is not okay, and like he's, you know, he knows that chess.com is going to protect him, point me to your speedrun and to your thousands of hours making instructive content, and I will happily be the first to lobby Danny Wrench to give you the power to, you know, to do whatever it is that you want to make it more instructional. To suggest that I did this out of malice, or, and Vladimir, this is what made me angriest, to deliberately manipulate the narrative so that people think that I actually used it on the present position, that I used it, that my use of it had anything to do with like needing to use the engine to win a queen and knight up. Really? I decided to leave the video up because no, I'm not perfect. And over the course of thousands of hours, yeah, I get impatient sometimes. Sorry to be human. When Vladimir asked me for examples of manipulation, this is textbook manipulation. Now he's talking and reacting. What are you talking about, Danya? First of all, you're like 2640 right now. You have 88 games. You don't have an opportunity to play the top guys, but not just like the opportunity, the desire. You just don't come to the World Blitz Championship. But this is normal, I understand. But you have a chance to play others. I don't know what you're talking about. This is just factually not true. I don't accuse you of anything. I just add sad facts. Here's your rating. Here's the number of games you played. And your rating doesn't move. If you showed yourself, well, you would have been 2,700. But again, I'm not like saying anything's wrong or accusing you of anything. Probably the tournament is very weak. If you win tournaments that are strong enough, you would have been 2,700 a long time ago. So he delivers this entire spiel. And the reason, by the way, that I did not gain rating or as much rating, blitz rating, in early 2023 was because FIDE had not implemented their minimum rating gain rule. The tournaments that I played remained largely the same. And of course, Another lie is that I never proved myself against serious OTB players. And he didn't say almost, he said any. Okay, that's a direct quote. Of course, skipping the tournament in St. Louis that I played. Am I suggesting that this, like, shows that I'm top 10 in the world in Blitz? Absolutely not. I never made that claim. I will never make that claim. But please adhere to your own standards. Stop saying that you didn't say something when it's caught on tape. I beat Aronian and Robson. I beat Aronian with Black. But all of that doesn't matter because the goalposts will keep shifting. But as for the implication that this is ungentlemanly of me to play, that is beyond ridiculous. I play unrated Blitz tournaments. I play rated Blitz tournaments. And the idea that for the coaches of a chess center that produces talented kids, when we show up at these Blitz tournaments, it's big for the kids. They give us their best game, obviously. We are doing our best to like bring up a civilized and sort of cultivate a crop of kids who will be the next generation of American chess. To suggest that like I'm playing in this tournament for rating farming when Blitz rating does not impact anything at all for me. I didn't make a single video when I crossed 2,700. I don't brag about it. I don't talk about it. Every part of this is a lie. And I wouldn't say anything were it not so specifically directed at like my morals, that our morals are corrupt. That's why we play in these tournaments. The match offer was not made in good faith. Okay, so from a lot of your guys' perspective, it's like, well, okay, you're better at Blitz, therefore it's free 50K. First of all, stop pretending like it's easy to beat a former world champion. Even if he says that, he doesn't mean it in a genuine way. He means it in a sarcastic way. Like, of course, in reality, he's not better than me, but that's only because he cheats. I might have a bad match, and then this will follow me for the rest of my life. This is crazy. If I have a bad 2 days and I lose, literally I'll have an army of troglodytes just like breathing down my neck for the rest of my life. I'll have to have not 6 cameras, but 600 cameras. And then the device will move from the wall to my ass. Like, there's no winning. And I'm not angry because I have something to hide. I'm angry because I don't, and because I don't ask anything of these people. I'm happy to join the anti-cheating campaign, but I don't cheat. In terms of who's acting like a child here, I'm doing my best to just clear my name, and all I ask is to be left the heck alone so that I can just keep playing. I'm tired of this, these videos that keep coming out, and my hope is that Vlad will adhere to his promise of a dialogue and of acting like an adult, acknowledge that he has been very, very mistaken in a lot of affirmations and things that he said, and it's not my demand, it's just the ideal, but this is not even my official answer. These are just some spontaneous thoughts that I had.